Hey everybody out there in Atlanta, James Jordan, Best Networker Live, just coming to you today with this quick live Google Hangout. I just love connecting with like-minded people, especially on a beautiful Saturday. You know, we could be doing anything and everything, but we decided to come together, lock arms, lock in, and just mastermind a bit. And if you're watching this via live or on recording, you just have the ability to really dive into what it is that we're sharing because it's going to be beneficial to you in your life and in your business. So just pay very close attention because I have the honor and the privilege of having, Layla Black on our live team, Just Get Money team hangout. So Layla, I just want to say, I appreciate you coming out, especially, reaching out to me yesterday and just telling me to get a couple people, a couple team members on here because I know it would be super beneficial for them. I called Jay super late. I texted Geneva super late. And I'm like, well, I hope they don't get mad at me because I'm calling them late. But I was just so excited. I was just like, well, ask for forgiveness later, right? Just like Cedric would say in one of his little audios and stuff like that. Because I knew what this would be for them. And I even told Jay, I told Geneva, I was like, look, if you guys don't ask questions, I'm going to be asking questions, right? Because this time is valuable, and you definitely want to, pull as much knowledge as you can from Layla's brain, because I will sit here and be humble and tell you she knows way more than I do, right? And you definitely want to just tap into what it is that she has to share. So with that being said, Layla, I just wanted to welcome you to the hangout and to the call and to the training.
Well, I am excited to be here. I'm stoked. I am always looking for people that are running. I'm always looking for people that have that leadership mentality, that are willing to do whatever it takes, that think like a top producer, even when their results don't reflect it yet. Like a lot of people think, okay, I have to have a huge giant team before I am a top producer. It's totally irrelevant. You think about the people that you're impacting, James, and maybe it's not a million people a day, but the people that are here have a powerful story to tell. And I know that. And I know that their commitment to being here on a Saturday, first of all, huge high five. And, just the fact that dads take advantage of nap times too. Got to give props because we got the babies on baby monitors, and we're making it happen though. And that's what I love about you, James, is that you have this no quit, never say die attitude. No matter what it takes, no matter what obstacles come in your way. You're always asking me, how can I get better? How can I grow? How can I help more people? How can I reach more women? I remember when we had that discussion. It's never, why not me? Why don't I have this yet? Why am I not here yet? It's always, how can I? And that's something that I identify with, and why I was like, I have to jump out here, because I see you crushing it, and I see your Get Money team growing all over the place. Woo woo, get money, get paid. so yeah, so I was like, what, I got to plug in with these guys, because I want you to know that I am here for you. I am here for James. I am here for his team and everyone that he is plugging into our system and our family and our community. And it's not just, one of those internet deals where you sit at home on your computer and you try and figure it all out. We're a real family. We're a real community. So I'm really stoked to see the ladies on here. I know there'll be some men that are watching this, because James is bringing new people in every single day. So whenever you're watching this, the men are going to be jealous, though. They're going to be jealous that they missed this chance. But I have to give huge shout-outs, because some of you guys know, some of you don't, that I'm part of a really big women's movement, the Superwomen, and Jay's already plugged into the Superwomen. Geneva just came on board yesterday, so we're going to get her plugged in and wrap our Superwoman capes around her. But that's the one thing I love about James, too, is, he's got away with the ladies, and he finds these women that are hungry, that are driven, just like him. It's like attracts like, right? So it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. Working with James, he draws that energy out of you. So I'm really excited to be here. I'm going to share with you some some getting started tips, because sometimes it can be overwhelming. Sometimes there's a lot of information to go over. You're like, man, I got to start my blog. I got to get all this set up. I got to get my autoresponders, and it's like, whoa. So I wanted to bring it back to a personal level and understanding why you got started. So because Geneva just came in yesterday, and we haven't had a chance to talk or interact too much, I want to know a little bit about your story, Geneva. Why did you decide to take action yesterday?
Well, like I was telling James, I'm an Army vet, and when I got out of the military, I went to nursing school because I was trying to figure out a way to maintain my income because I have children, and I am now also a grandmother. And I found that after graduating, I'm working more and I'm spending less time at home. And with my oldest daughter, I was never home because I was in the military, so I didn't have that relationship with her. And now she's an adult and she has a child of her own. And my son he's still young, so I still have a chance to be there, and I want to be there. I feel like I cheat my children out of having a mother because I'm always working to make things better, but yet I'm not getting ahead. Mm-hmm. So I'm 42, and I'm not getting any younger, and I feel like I'm just living. I'm working to pay the bills and take care of my family, but I'm not able to enjoy the fruits of my labor and spend time with my family. I'm not getting ahead. I'm just existing, more or less.
Yeah, so you make that decision to go back to school, to better yourself, to get a career for your kids, and then realize it's taking away from your actual relationship with them. I can totally relate to that because, when I first got started in this industry, I didn't have any kids, and I didn't really realize the importance. It didn't really click with me. It doesn't really click with you until you have kids. And so now, 5 years later, after starting our business online, I'm able to be home. I haven't missed a moment of her life. I've been there for every second, every step, every sound that's coming out of her voice, every crawling movement forward, every thought that she has. I get to see it unfold, and it's just like, wow, this is such a blessing, and most people out there don't have that opportunity. Most people out there are worrying about, okay, my maternity leave's over, I got to go back to work, I got to get daycare. I saw a terrifying video on YouTube the other day of a child care provider. I was like, oh my gosh, thank goodness, I don't have to do that. And then you feel this deeper sense of purpose. It's like, wow, okay, we have something really important that the masses need to have. They need to have this opportunity to do something for themselves, because no matter how hard you work in this economy, it feels like it's just always sucking you dry. So we are really excited. Let me ask you something, because it sounds like a big part of the reason why you did this is to spend more time with your kids and to be there, be present, especially with your son who's growing up right now. If you didn't have to go to your nursing job, if money wasn't an object,
right,
what would you be doing?
Honestly, I don't even know, because I've worked all my life. So, I mean, he would be in school right now, and I'd probably be trying to plan a trip or something to do with them. I'm just finding a way to give them quality time. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I've worked all my life, so I really don't know what I would do with free time other than spend it with them.
Yeah, it's funny because most people, they're like, well, I don't know. You don't even take time to really think, what is it that we want to do? Like most people, even though nursing, it's a great profession, and we have lots of nurses in our Superwomen group, but most people, they don't grow up with that passion and purpose to be a nurse.
Right.
They do have a sense of wanting to contribute and to give back and to help people. That's a part of who they are, but being a nurse is not ultimately how they wanted to do that. And most people don't realize that there's another way. There's something else that you can do. And
right.
When people ask me what I do, it's so much bigger than being an internet marketer. The fact that I've worked with women who have struggled with abusive relationships. I've worked with single moms who didn't have a roof over their head and were struggling to pay for their cancer treatments. You know, all of these situations and these stories and these abilities to touch people and impact people. Most people don't realize that you can do that. They're like, they've always wanted to help other people. They've always wanted to contribute and to be fulfilled in that way, but there's never been an outlet. So that's one thing that Empower is really focused on: identifying who you are, you know, being okay with it. You know, I didn't get dressed up wearing my band t-shirt and, you know, my hair, I did not wash it today. You know, I didn't get dressed up for this because it's all about being who you are. And I love that. When I first met James, every video he was like decked out in a suit and tie. And like, because that's what you thought you had to do, right? You thought you had to come on the internet and be a guru. When really, when he just got down to being who he was, and, you know, rocking his tie-dye shirts and listening to Lil Jon before he gets on the Hangout to pump himself up, this is who he is. And identifying with that, that's what Empower is really about. Identifying with who you are, and then giving you a platform like a simple blog to be able to share that message. So let me go over to Jay here. Jay, you have been, how long have you been with us?
I've been in Empower for about a year now.
Okay, awesome. And how long were you plugged into the Superwoman?
I just got plugged in right before the boot camp, actually.
Yeah,
yes.
Just in time. Just in time.
Yes.
Well, Geneva, we'll get you plugged into the boot camp as well, because it's all evergreen, so you can go through it at your own pace. It's all recorded and pre-recorded with assignments and everything like that. But Jay, what was one of the big breakthroughs that you had from plugging in with the boot camp with the Superwoman?
I mean, I had so many, but I think two of the things that really affected me most was, number one, the time management. And I looked through the training and I started paying attention to how I spend my day. And when I have free time, you know, I just saw a lot of opportunities to actually get things done that I didn't realize there before. And so that's just because it just shows me that, you know, you have time to get everything done. But it's just a matter of the having the right, actually yourself and following it. So when you make it forces you to pay attention and
you're breaking up a little bit. I think we're losing you. You might be going under a tunnel. This girl's driving and on Hangouts at the same time. So it's funny. Something that you said did really pop out to me, though, even though it was a little bit broken up there, was the fact that we do all have the time. You know, we're not asking you to sit in front of your computer for 17 hours a day and, you know, sit on webinar after webinar after webinar. What we are asking you to do is get committed and, you know, figure out how much time you could designate, first of all. Obviously, if you're working as a nurse, like you said, you worked last night, and, you know, they have crazy shifts. But designate at least, you know, an hour a day. Say, okay, I can do this for an hour a day. For an hour a day, you get into your marketing. You have your checklist. You know what you got to do. You know where you're going to spend your time. You're going to reach out and connect with people. And one of the biggest ways to quickly draw people into what you're doing with Empower is to show how you've grown, and to articulate that and to share that message with the people that are in your networks. So when someone goes through the women's boot camp, and men, if you know, you can get access to the boot camp too, but when a woman goes through the boot camp, there are dramatic changes that happen in her, with her confidence, her belief, her ability to dream. Like Geneva said, she doesn't even really know, you know, if she didn't have to go to work, what she would be doing. Well, we want you to get back in touch with that. What do you really want to be doing? Do you want to be speaking on stage and empowering women? Do you want to go out there and help single dads or construction workers because you used to be one, and you know the struggles? Do you want to go out there and help single moms? Do you want to help people get healthy? You know, whatever your passions might be. Some people's passions are, you know, crafts. I'm working with a young lady right now, and she's so crafty. She's got these amazing crafts, amazing outfits and tutus that she makes, and she doesn't know how to market it. that's the big thing. They don't know how to market it. So when you figure out and you identify with what your passion is, what your purpose is, what you're put on this planet for, when you have everything that you desire, when you're finally able to spend the time with your son, you're finally able to say to your boss, I am done, I retire, and you can do that at the age of 30. When you finally get to that point in your life where you can plan a vacation and you don't have to think about it, then what does that mean for you? What do you feel? What do you want to do with your time? What do you want to invest in? And honestly, for me, it was really getting in touch with how I can be of service, how I can make a difference. Because I knew that in a cubicle, I wasn't making a difference. I was making sales. I was one of the best telemarketers in the entire office, but I wasn't making a difference. I wasn't getting ahead. I wasn't going to be able to provide for my future family. And I knew that. I knew I had to make a change. So there's a lot of people out there that are in the same position. There's a lot of people out there that are just they've been what's the word, numbed to the possibility of opportunity or change. And it's kind of like, well, this is the way it is, this is the way it has to be. How else will I pay my rent? How else will I pay my bills if I don't go to work? And there's a shift happening, and it's starting with all the entrepreneurs, and the entrepreneurs are sharing this message that you can do what you want. The most wealthy people in the next few years, especially with a struggling economy, are going to be the creative minds. The people that can think of how to offer something to the marketplace creatively, how to step outside of the box, how to step outside of the norm, how to be different from what everybody else is doing with that 9 to 5. In the beginning, I'm not going to lie, people might not believe. People might not believe. Nobody believed that two broke musicians in the basement of a bar were going to make $1 million on the internet. Nobody believed it. We told them we're going to do this. We are going to take care of our families. We're going to retire. We're never going to have jobs again, and they laughed at us. It wasn't easy. It was 5 years of struggle, ups and downs, a roller coaster ride of crazy emotions. We had to go through several wrong deals to find the right one. But that's why I'm so committed to making sure that we can avoid all of those mistakes for you so that you can move forward without getting all the hiccups by plugging into mentors like James and myself. So we really want to be here for you guys. We really want to support you. One thing that I do want to mention for all the new people that are on the line, if you have just plugged into Empower, you probably have seen a ton of this crazy top producer formula stuff going on. Whether you have the product or not, you need to be promoting it, because the fastest way for you to explode onto the scene, to come in with a bang, is to create a story. So whether that story is, man, I've never done internet marketing before and I just generated 5 sales, you can sell the product even if you don't own it. So this is your opportunity to be going out there and creating your story. Someone who's brand new, who's been looking at internet marketing, who's been scared of it, thinking, can I do it? They see that Geneva never did it before and came on and did 5 sales in her first week. They're like, man, maybe I can do this. Maybe this is something that I should take a look at. And that becomes relatable. I don't mean a story has to be you made $10,000 in your first month. It doesn't have to be like that. There are simple wins that you can document. The fact that you were able to get plugged in with a women's group and a women's support system. That's something that so many women out there are desperate to get their hands on. They desire it. They feel alone. They feel trapped. And this is an opportunity to plug them into something that you believe in. And I know you're new, Geneva, but once you get inside the Superwoman, you will believe in it. So if you are listening and you're on the line or you're catching the replay and you're James' team, you're like, well, what about the guys? What about the guys? First of all, dudes, I want you to think about how many women you know. All right? How many women do you know? How many women do you know that would benefit in their life from having more confidence, more belief? from getting in touch with their passions, from being able to answer the question when you don't have to go to your job, what do you want to do? And they know they weren't meant for a job. How many women do you know that would fit into that mold? I can guarantee you know a lot. So if you're new to James' team and you're thinking, what about the dudes? I want you to think about when you have 4 women in your team that are top producers. Women are meant to be top producers. So we're cultivating a group of powerful women, and James is the first one to support the women, to encourage them, to plug them into what we're doing and say, hey, ladies, this is something unique. And, you know, the fact that James and I are such good friends, we've known each other for so long, we've worked together for so long, you know, I take very special care of what he's doing and the team that he's building and the culture that he's creating. And you ladies are identities that are, your stories are meant to be shared. Your stories are meant to get out there. And when you plug into the marketing training, the mindset training, it all will just unfold in front of you. But the most important thing that I wanted to get across with this hangout was the fact that I'm a real person and that I really and genuinely do want to see you succeed. I want to see you break out of that mold. I want to see you have these breakthroughs in your life, and I want to see you make money. I want to see that happen. So whatever I can do to help you by, you know, jumping on with your new team members, by doing interviews, by helping you create content, by giving you ideas, all of this stuff, brainstorming, masterminding, I am 100% committed. And that's not just to the women, that is also to the incredible rock star dudes that are in James's team. I know you're out there. Mark, what's up, buddy? You're awesome. So, ladies, do you have any questions for me? Because I know that you did. And James, of course. Ladies and gents.
Ladies first.
I know you
as a newbie. What's one of your big questions?
Like I was talking to James. You just said to promote the products whether you have it or not, and I was going through the what is it, the quick study or whatever the case may be, and Mr. Wood was saying that you shouldn't promote a product that you don't own, because if you don't own it, how can you sell it? So that makes me curious when you say promote it whether you have it or not.
Well, for me, for all of the regular Empower Network products, like our 15K formula or Masters formula, you can't sell well, you can, but you definitely want to be into the products. The reason that I say that for the top producer is because this is a new product that's launching. So a launch only happens once. You have a limited amount of time to promote the product before it goes live and before it goes viral. So obviously, ideally, the fastest way to promote the top producer launch, which is our brand new product within Empower, it's the $7 initial front end product. So it's $7 to get people to come and take a look at it for our live event. The reason that you want to do that, so first of all, I can't see any reason why you wouldn't get the $7 product, but for whatever reason, things might be in your life where you can't get the product.
Right.
So what happens in that case is your sale passes up, and then once you pass up your sale, then you're qualified to make money off that product. So so that's how that works. But the fastest way, obviously, to sell the top producer formula is to actually go through the information, because when you go, I went through module 2 and I came out on the other side a totally different producer. My mind shifted, everything changed, and cutting a video about that, I'm able to share that, and people can feel that when you have the product. But if for whatever reason, you're unable to get the product at this exact moment, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be out there capitalizing on the momentum that's happening right now. So I'm a firm believer, all in. I know that James is working towards that too. We're on a mission to make that happen. But a story is a story. So, for example, I was telling James the product launch, creating a story. Well, I didn't have the $500 to get started, but what I did is I went out there and I got 5 sales, and I made the money to get the product so that I could get my hands on it. That's how committed I am. That's how driven I am. I wasn't going to take no for an answer. The fact that I got zero balance on my credit card, that wasn't going to affect me. I went out there and I did what I had to do to make it happen. And that's a story that has power as well, just as powerful. So you just think about your commitment. What are you willing to do to make it happen? And people will be drawn to that. That's one of the ways. I have a training bonus that I put out for everybody that does get the top producer formula. So when you ladies purchase that, you'll get access to that. I'll make sure James gives it to you. But it's all about branding yourself as an expert, even if you're totally, totally new. And one of the first ways that you guys are doing right now is associating yourself with the experts. So, Toby and I know we don't look like experts. we don't look like professionals, and so people would judge us on the street. I've actually had people come up to me at live events. This old man, I think he was like 67, and he came up to me and he said, "You know what, Layla? When I first looked at you, I thought, how on earth is this youngster going to teach me anything? What does she know? She's covered in tattoos all over her body." And he's like, "Thank God that I gave you the time to convince me of how much value you had." So it really does pay to associate yourself with the experts, even the ones that don't look like one. But Toby and I, coming from the basement of a bar, we were musicians playing in a band, and we struggled through this industry at first, and then we came on the scene and we figured something out. We figured out that it's not about fitting into a mold. It's not about being a cookie cutter blueprint of the next guru. It's really about identifying with who you are and what value you have. Because Geneva, you have value. You have experiences that you have been through in your life that could teach people so much about their world, about their families, about commitment, about discipline, and so many things that you've went through and experiences that make you a valuable asset as a leader, as a trainer, as a coach, and a mentor. So when Toby and I identified that, what made us unique was us. The fact that we were young and tattooed, and we still were willing to go against all the odds to make our dreams happen and know that we were meant for something bigger. So the first thing that you want to do is jump on these hangouts. Reach out to some of the leaders in your team. Reach out to some of the guys that are in the Get Money team that have been rocking it for for a few months more than you. Even someone that knows something, that has been in the business just a little bit longer, knows a little bit more, and you can edify them to jump on a hangout like this and do an interview with them and grab content for your blog and share value. That's really what it all comes down to. Value doesn't necessarily have to mean it's like a tutorial or how to generate 10 leads a day. Value can be a powerful story of when you were in the Army and you were deployed and you went through this incredible life moment lesson. That's value. That's something that people will gravitate to, and it's that authenticity of just being real. Just being who you are and sharing that moment that really will attract people to you. And of course, rubbing shoulders with the leaders. We talked about that. Also, one thing that I would highly suggest that you do is you get an accountability partner. So whether it's somebody in the Get Money team, whether it's a superwoman, whether it's one of your brand new team members, whoever it is, just someone that you can connect with to say, hey, this is what I'm going to achieve today. This is what I set out to do. I need you to keep me accountable. Let's work together. And we have some assignments that you can go through with accountability partners to further develop your why and your connection with your business. But accountability partners saved my life. There's been many times when I have felt like quitting, many times when I took my foot off the pedal, and it was my accountability partner, Joanne Pham, that sent me a text message and said, hey, where are you? We need the Superwoman alive. You can't go anywhere. And sometimes that's just what you need to hear. So, ladies, did Jay get back on here? She's kind of out here. James, you got any questions for me, buddy?
Yeah, I was talking to Toby on Sunday, And I was talking to him about how my goals seemed like they were far out of reach. But then he asked me what I was doing, and then it hit me that I just simply have to do more, right? Because I don't necessarily know what it takes to hit that goal until I hit that goal, and so I just have to keep plugging away and keep taking more action, and keep working on developing my mindset in order to achieve my goals. But one thing that he did say to me is that if I knew what you and him do as far as syndication, I would be shocked. So I guess what I'm really looking to do, because I mean that I'm really good with video, and I want to get my videos seen more often, so that I can start cranking up more of my traffic residually. Because right now, as far as what I'm personally doing to bring in new members, is primarily Facebook. But I also want to incorporate more YouTube, because I've gotten autopilot signups from YouTube in the past, and I want to have that more consistent, and then turn that into something where it's turning into a daily routine as far as autopilot traffic and leads into my funnel, to get myself closer to 2 a day more consistently, all the time in my business. So syndication, as far as what syndication tips that you can give me, I think would be greatly beneficial to me, and of course to the other team members, because when they start creating their blog posts and their videos, they're going to want to know how to get it syndicated. And I know that I do some things like pinging, sharing on social media sites like that. So anything that you can push forward and share, I would definitely be greatly appreciative of it.
Okay, I am still here. I was listening to that whole question. I just had to.
I know it was
I
a
had to,
long-winded question.
I had to run up and get little Miss B. Hi, B. Somebody woke up.
Hi.
Say hi to everybody. Okay, so syndication. Let me think about what. Basically, Toby's made it really easy for me to do syndication, and he's put all of the sites that I need to go to for every blog post into a folder on my files or my Firefox. So let me just go through. One thing that I've been trying recently and just implemented after the boot camp that I've seen a lot of traction with is Pinterest community boards. Have you done anything with Pinterest?
Besides share my video when I make it on there, not much.
Okay. So when you create your video and your post and your pin on Pinterest, and ladies, if you're not on Pinterest, I highly suggest it, because it is like I think it's almost at the #2 website on the internet in total after Facebook, and it's just growing huge, huge, huge. And most of the people on Pinterest are buyers, so it's a really, really powerful place to market. Community boards. Basically, it's a whole bunch of people that are able to repin and pin different people's stuff. So there's different communities, and you can create your own communities. So say you create, and this is another tip, is create a tribe. So you create the Get Money tribe on Pinterest of a community board, and then all of your Get Money peeps, they go in there, put their pins up, put their most recent blog posts, put their most recent YouTube videos, and you guys go out there and you're like bam, 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 all over the internet. Tribes are one of the best ways for you to get syndication quickly. So
Yeah.
if you haven't created one yet for your group, for your team, I would suggest doing that. We just have, for the Superwoman, we have a syndication tribe, and it's a Facebook group with different, so we have different pictures, images in there, so you can post your Facebook status so that we can all go like your Facebook status. You can post your YouTube videos, you can post your blog posts, you can post your pins, all of this, all on different threads in the Facebook group. And then you go in there every day, you post yours, and you go like 5 other people's, so that you can be contributing back to the tribe. It's really powerful. One thing, and this is just a little tip that I learned from a very successful triber, Erica Udanu, because her team crushes it on SEO. They crush it on SEO because they have a whole tribe. Her whole team will not only syndicate, but they will comment. So when they post a blog post, they say, hey, or a YouTube video, they say, hey, I am ranking for this keyword, guys. So the people in the tribe go in there and they leave a comment. They're like, man, this is an awesome video on the top producer formula secrets. Then the comments are filled with those keywords, and those blog posts are just shooting right to the top of Google. So that's one little ninja trick that I just kind of uncovered and had to like squeeze it out of somebody. But it's really, really powerful. So as we've been using the syndication tribe, rather than just posting our YouTube video, we say, hey, here's our YouTube video and the keyword that we're ranking for, so that we can comment with the keyword in the thread, right? But what I'll do for you, James, is I will take a screenshot of my folder that Toby has made for me.
Awesome.
And thank you, Toby. You're awesome. And I will send that to you and all of your team members. So if you're watching this and you want access to that folder that Toby has put together of all the places that I need to syndicate blog posts, then you just got to join the Get Money team and you can get plugged in with that right away. So yeah, anything I could do to help you guys. You know, if there's something that you're struggling with, something that's got you hung up, you know, you're dealing with technical stuff. Technical stuff is more Toby's side, but there's a key factor in believing that you can do something. And first of all, do not get afraid of the technical stuff. Do not get intimidated by it, because I know 63-year-old grandmas that are doing this. I know, baby boomers that didn't have a computer until they were 45 that are doing this. So there seems like there's a lot of information, but one of your best friends in the entire world, and I still use it to this day when I get stuck on something, is YouTube. I was trying to figure out how to link my domain from the blog to a Namecheap site, because everything that I saw was GoDaddy, and I use Namecheap for my domains. So I was like, oh, frick, I can't figure this out. YouTubed it, and I think it was Michelangelo or somebody was teaching me like right in a second. So anytime you can't figure something out, like technical-wise, there are a million tutorials on YouTube of someone that will walk you through it. And secret formula, 2 windows, YouTube video, and do it right by side by side. That is honestly lifesaver for me so many times. So yeah, guys, I'm excited. Baby B's up. I'm gonna have to get running and get going, but there is a lot of excitement in James's team. You know, I'm really hoping that all of you guys can make it out to Orlando, because we're gonna be out. We're gonna be in Orlando.
I'm there.
Yeah, and then we can meet in person and, you know, have the chance to actually hug. You get to squeeze the cheeks. So yeah, our next live event's in Orlando, where we're all going to be masterminding together. But honestly, if you're watching this on YouTube, tell them. If you're just watching this on YouTube and you're thinking, well, how did James get Layla on his Hangout? Honestly, it comes out of taking action. I only align myself with people that take massive action, and James is definitely one of those people that you want in your corner, that you want out there sourcing the materials for you, because this guy is a worker. He is a workhorse. He will go to the ends of the world for you, and you have joined the right team, haven't you? Say, we love James. He's awesome. So yeah, I'm signing out here, but whatever comes next, whether it's a link in the description box or there's a button on this page or wherever you're seeing this, you know that we're honestly a real family, and we take care of our own, and we are looking for people with a dream. We're looking for people that say, hey, I deserve better. I was meant for more. How can I do that? We have the how. You just got to bring the desire. So click the button, get plugged in with us. Ladies, reach out to me personally, connect with me on Facebook, send me a friend request, send me an inbox if I don't answer the friend request, because there's like 1,000 in the queue, and say, hey, it's me, I'm on James' team, add me as a friend, and we'll get you plugged into all of the goodness that comes with being part of the Get Money team.
Awesome. Thank you, Layla. I appreciate it. Jay, Geneva, let's definitely reconnect after this hangout, all right, guys?
Okay.
And we appreciate you guys being here on a Saturday. That really does it does say something in my mind that you have that desire, you are committed. So I'm willing to run right beside you if you are. Hey? Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys.
All right.